I was brought up by two women who I loved, but also drove me crazy. My mom and her twin sister. They loved to party, and they had no limits to their fun. Mom, it's time for school! Aunt Jackie fell off the sofa while Mom dragged her way to the kitchen. This was the usual Monday after their wild weekends.
Here you go, hon. Here's your lunch.
I already have my lunch, Mom. I was just getting you up for work. I'm taking the school bus today. Bye. I had to grow up pretty fast for my age, since Mom was always at her office job and I was left with my childish aunt. And the #1 rule at home was never to mention the word dad. I learned that once when I was around 10 and wanted to know about mine. Mom, how come you never talk about my dad? I don't know what happened, but Mom started having a panic attack and even broke a glass.
Ginger, don't ever mention the word dad in this house again.
Okay. Yeah, because I really cared about Mom. I never asked again. At school, some called me Miss Perfect because I always carried a tissue around to wipe the dust off my seat. I was not a clean freak or a neat freak. I was just specific about the way I wanted to be. My role model was Queen Elizabeth. She was a lady of etiquette. Unlike my mom's twin sister, aka Aunty Freak, she was worse than a barbarian.
Come on, Cookie. I'm going to miss my favorite TV show.
My name is not Cookie, Auntie, and you don't have to blow your horn. I'm right here.
Now just get in, Miss Perfect Pants. You need to let go and be free sometimes.
I think I prefer being Miss Perfect Pants than Miss Messy Face.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Even though Aunt Jackie was always home, the house was a mess. All she did was watch TV, and at night she would go out and come back early in the morning. She said she was going to work, but never helped Mom with any of the bills. And then as I got older, I decided to confront Mom about Aunt. Mom, Aunt Jackie left the kitchen in a mess again, and now she's gone out to her secret job.
It's okay, I'll clean up.
Why is she even living with us? She does nothing.
Because she is my sister, and we've never been separated.
Don't you care about how I feel? Aunt Jackie is so messy, and she's always calling me Cookie in front of my friends. I hate it.
We both love you very much, Ginger. Don't you think you're being a tad bit overdramatic?
Obviously, Mom loved her sister more than me, since she never cared about what I wanted. I started writing down my goals. My first goal was to leave this house right after school, study business, because I've always wanted to run my own catering business, and then travel the world once I was stinking rich. When I was about to go to bed, I heard some sounds outside. I quickly ran to my window and saw Aunt Jackie, dressed like some sort of Catwoman, holding up a beautiful painting. And then she spoke to the person in front of her. A very attractive person, might I say. I leaned closer to listen carefully.
This is good, but it's still not the one I want. I know. It's not easy to get our hands on that $5 million masterpiece. Yeah, with this I can only pay off some of my debit. You'll find your half in the bank in the morning. Thank you. Until tomorrow? Yeah, I'll call you.
I couldn't believe my ears. My aunt was a thief, and what freaking debit was she talking about? When she lived off my mom? The next morning, I dropped so many hint bombs at the kitchen table. Aunt even spilled all the syrup on her favorite dress.
Yummy! I just love your pancakes, sis.
Me too, Mom. Oh, and Mom, I found this great painting at the art shop. I think it would look great on the living room wall.
When did you become an art lover?
I'm trying out different things. You guys always tell me to let go and be free.
Well, paintings are very expensive. How much was the one you saw?
A couple of million, I think.
I knew you weren't serious. Now eat up. We have to leave.
I wonder what's on the news today.
We don't watch the news in this house, remember? We only like positive vibes.
Yeah, but the news is important sometimes. When I switched the news on, the headlines were about a missing painting from an up-class art factory. Aunt Jackie was so disturbed, and this is when she drenched her dress in syrup.
Oh, now what you made me do!
How did I?
Forget it! What's up with her?
Maybe she didn't like what she saw on the news. Or maybe she's the one who stole the painting.
Ginger, you say the craziest things. Now go get your backpack, we're leaving.
Mom never took me seriously, and I couldn't just forget what I saw and heard. I excused myself to use the bathroom, and on the way there, I bumped into a guy wearing a hoodie, and then suddenly, he held my hand and took me outside the school. Hey! Let go of me, you creep! What do you want from me?
Calm down, I'm not a criminal. I just want to talk.
If this is your way of asking a girl out, then the answer is no, weirdo. When the boy took off his hoodie, I immediately recognized him. You're that guy from last night. You were in my yard talking to my aunt.
So you did see us. Your aunt was right.
She sent you to me? What are you gonna do? I'll scream!
Relax. My name is Kevin, and I also go to this school.
Well, I never saw you around before.
I try to keep a low profile. Whatever you heard or saw, you have to keep it to yourself. Otherwise, you and your mom will be in a lot of danger.
But my mom and I don't steal paintings. You and my aunt are the criminal art thieves.
That's not true.
Before he could tell me more, the school bell rang for after school. Kids came rushing out, and Kevin magically disappeared. Then I heard Aunt's old Jeep hooter for me. When I got in the vehicle, I was taking no more lies from her. You sent your guy to finish me out?
Ginger, you need to mind your business with this, okay? Now, how about some ice cream?
No, Auntie! You are going to tell me the truth, or else I'm going to the police! Aunt Jackie took off so fast that my aunt started racing with the car. She wasn't taking me home, and that freaked me out even more. Where are you taking me? Mom would never forgive you if she doesn't find me home.
How could you think that I would even try to harm you? I basically raised you with your mom.
But you—
Come on, let's go.
Aunt Jackie really got me feeling emotional when she looked like she was about to cry. And then she told me everything while we looked at some paintings.
You see this piece right here? Just look at the price.
Wow, $500,000 just for that?
Yes, and the name on it is your father's name.
What? Get out of here! My dad is an artist?
A fake artist. He stole all your mom's paintings while she was still pregnant with you. And the next thing, he disappeared. And then months later, he was one of the most famous artists of the century.
But I've never seen Mom paint anything before.
Painting makes her remember him, and then she breaks down. So she avoids it by having a party every weekend with me and working in an office.
Why doesn't she just take him to court or something?
Because your mom has always been a very fragile person. She lets things go, and that's why I'm there, to be strong for her.
I felt terrible for always complaining about Aunt. Meanwhile, all this time, she has been our rock. We can go for that ice cream now, Aunt. Aunt Jackie told me that she started stealing Mom's paintings from different art galleries one by one. And then one day, while she was in one of the museums, she found Kevin sleeping inside. He was around 14 when she found him. Okay, so Kevin was a street kid?
Yes, I found him a good shelter, which I paid towards, and someone to take care of him. This year he followed me to one of my jobs and insisted on helping me. So now we're a team.
But Aunt, what if he gets caught? That would be jail time for both of you.
I know it's a risk. We have one big job to complete, and then we are done.
What do you do with all the paintings?
We have a buyer in the States. We ship them off and he buys them. I give Kevin a share, and the rest I save for a house your mom has always wanted to buy near a lake.
Oh, I see. Well, I want to be there to help out for the last job. Just to be there and make sure no one gets caught, you know?
I'm sorry, but you can't. It's too dangerous, Ginger.
Now that she told me everything, I insisted to be there. I was extremely scared about it, since all my life I've been so careful about everything. When I was at school the next day, Kevin held my hand and pulled me aside again. Hey, you can't keep taking me behind trees.
Your aunt told me that you want to join us for the last job. Please don't.
You can't tell me what to do. Kevin stepped closer to me, and I felt goosebumps all over when I got a closer look at his hazel brown eyes. This guy was on fire.
It can get dangerous. I just don't want you to get hurt.
Thank you for caring about me, but I'm a big girl and I can handle it. If you show me the ropes.
Your aunt was right. You are a tough cookie.
I hate it when she calls me that.
Okay, I'll teach you. After school?
So later after school, Aunt picked both Kevin and I up and took us to a rusty warehouse where the training started. Aunt Jackie took us to an old rusty warehouse where they had a blueprint copy of the museum map. How on earth did they manage to get their hands on it? I don't know. Okay, so the museum is holding a reveal party of the late Queen Elizabeth's painting. We're not stealing that painting, are we?
No, just the one that belonged to your mom. The last piece of her artwork is going for more than $1 million, and it's the biggest museum in the country.
Great. I think I can pull this off very well. I've always wanted to meet the great Queen Elizabeth, but since that can't happen, this is like a dream come true because I'll be at her party.
So you like being all formal and stuff? Oh, Ginger is a very special. She eats a cheese sandwich with a fork and knife.
Well, I just like being elegant.
Well, I eat with my magic fingers, and it's finger-licking good.
Ew. Okay, we'll have to work on that if we're attending a party on behalf of the Queen.
Okay, enough chit-chat. It's time to prepare.
During my training, I had to face my fear of heights and getting into more risky things like swinging and running really fast. I was really not the sporty type. The fun part was having Kevin there to catch me. He was growing on me, and I couldn't help myself. He was so cute. When the day had finally arrived, I was so nervous. But as we entered the party, I knew I could do this. But as for Kevin, he forgot everything that I showed him. He started with taking all the candy from the table, flipping it up in the air and catching it in his mouth. And there was this old lady with big eyes who looked at him disturbed.
Kevin, you ate almost all the candy on the table.
Oh, I didn't even realize they were so delicious. You should try some.
And then to make things worse, the waiter offered him a glass of sparkling water, and he slurped the glass like he was a freaking camel.
Can I have some more?
Then the old woman who sat next to me leaned over and whispered in my ear.
If he is your boyfriend, then I would say start searching the sea again, because your mannerisms are far better than his.
Thank you, ma'am. He is my friend.
Thank goodness for that. I'm the museum owner, and I must say I'm very impressed by the way you carry yourself.
And then Aunt dropped a serviette on the floor. That was the first signal. She got up, and then I excused myself. I'm going to use the ladies' room.
Oh, take these keys. You can use the premium bathroom closer to the ballroom door.
Thank you, that's very kind. I quickly left the ballroom area and met Aunt outside.
Okay, the security seems very tight today. I'm not sure how we're going to pull this off.
Well, the owner just gave me a bunch of keys to use the premium bathroom.
Are you serious? Her tag is on the keys. Wait, that tag can take us to the vault where the $1 million paintings are kept.
I started freaking out a bit after Aunt Jackie spoke about the tag. I mean, the old lady liked me. How could I deceive her this way? Then Kevin appeared.
Hey, the old woman asked me to check on you. The formalities of the unveiling is about to begin.
Okay, I should go back.
Not so fast. We need those keys.
But the lady already saw my face. What will I tell her if I take too long?
Trust me, she won't know a thing. Now come on, we need to get past security.
Aunt Jackie managed to distract the guards with her charm. Kevin and I slid past the guards and ran through a long red carpet in a corridor. Okay, where to from here? I can't honestly study the map now. I thought we've been through this.
Yeah, well, I don't have a photographic memory. Do you?
Nope. Okay, what does it say?
We need to look for a side door that leads to the vault.
It felt like we were walking for miles looking for a freaking side door. And then we saw two bodyguards. And Kevin quickly turned me around to look at a painting on the wall.
This one looks lovely.
You are not supposed to be here.
Oh, good evening, gentlemen. I am Veronica, all the way from London. The owner was kind enough to allow me to look around.
Well, she hasn't informed us, so let's go.
Please do call her. Look, I even have her keys, and we all know she never lets go of these keys.
Fine. We will speak to her downstairs.
Wow, that's some good acting.
Well, did I tell you I'm a big fan of the Queen?
We should really start finding that door now.
Kevin and I never gave up on searching for the side door, and once we found it, we used the access card to get in, and there it was, the vault.
We made it!
Okay, do you know which painting we're here for?
Yes, it's the $5 million one. There it is.
I was taken back by the painting my mother drew. It was the most beautiful picture ever. It looked like a baby in a mother's womb. She drew me.
You take the keys and sit back with the owner. Remember to stay calm like nothing is wrong.
When I went into the ballroom, the old lady looked at me sternly, and I was so worried that maybe her bodyguards already spoke to her.
You took quite some time, young lady.
I couldn't believe how smooth that went. So, we actually pulled it off. We stole Mom's painting, sold it, and Aunt did in fact buy her the lake house she always wanted.
Tell me again, sis. How did you really buy this house? I used your date of birth and played the lottery. It was such an easy win. Well, I have a surprise for everyone.
Mom's surprise made us hold our breath. She pulled out a painting that looked exactly like the one we stole. Mom, where did you get that from?
I made it. I painted something like this while I was pregnant with you, and that was taken. But I've healed now, and I'm ready to continue with what I love.
Oh, Mom, I'm so happy for you. Life turned pretty good for all of us. Kevin got into a good university to study criminal law. I laughed, but it was a good move for him, and I started my catering business, plus furthered my studies.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
I still felt goosebumps every time Kevin held my hand, or like this instance, wanted to speak to me alone. I wonder what was up.
I know I'm not your ideal up-class prince sort of guy, but I like you a lot. And
I like you too, and I don't need an up-class prince to make me happy. I feel complete just being around you. Of course, I would teach him how to use a fork and knife, but I think life is perfect with a little bit of imperfect. Don't you think?